Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I've made it out over to Canvey Wick for a trial with my new camera, as I mentioned in my last vlog. Unfortunately, I couldn't have picked probably a worse day. There's a lot of wind, so I really apologise if you're sort of getting a lot of wind noise across on the microphone. So sort of hopefully spin around this way, it might sort of shelter the microphone a little bit, but unfortunately time's limited, as everyone knows, and it's always difficult to find 5 minutes, let alone a couple of hours to actually get out with the camera. But today I want to make the most of it, really. So I've come over here, and it's quite an interesting place actually. I've done a bit of research to find a place that's local to where I live, and came across this one here. It's a really interesting location, as I said. It's a place of scientific interest because what it was originally designed to be was one of the oil industrial sites. However, it never actually happened. They never actually built the oil containers here, so I really apologise about the noise of the wind, but it's actually worked out to be really quite interesting, so hopefully be able to battle the elements and gain some actual images here today. So come along for the journey. So I've taken a couple of images and I'll post them. Unfortunately, the conditions are really quite brutal with the wind, and then unfortunately it's starting to spit with rain as well, so the wind and that is really sort of coming in now. I put up the settings for that. I'm really finding the camera really quite good to use. So the camera, I haven't actually said what camera I've gone for. So I've gone for a Canon 77D, so it's a sort of enthusiast level camera, still a crop sensor, however that's obviously what I actually wanted. It was a camera that sort of met my needs. I've done a lot of research about actually what camera I wanted, but unfortunately it boiled down to sort of two things: A, affordability, which is the key thing and the bottom line really, and B, what do I actually want to get out of it. So affordability, that fell within my price range. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have gone for probably the Canon 6D Mark II, but unfortunately price range, that was way out of it. And the other thing that I wanted to gain from getting a new DSLR camera is the sort of upgraded functions from my Canon 600D. And with the new 77D, I've also got a touch screen, I've got connectivity with it as well, more megapixels, which is again obviously an added bonus, and also the lens that it came with, which is 18 to 135mm lens, gave me a lot of focal range within that lens. And I think hopefully when I go out and obviously go to do some possibly street photography, having that one lens with that sort of focal range works out really quite well. The other thing as well that I've obviously gained subsequently from buying the 77D is now I'm using the 600D as my vlogging camera, which is obviously what I'm recording on now, compared to what I was using before, which was my Samsung smartphone. And again, I think that's just giving me a little bit more range and a bit more flexibility as well. However, I have tried to do a bit of B-roll with my my phone today on my lightweight tripod. That fell over though, and you probably obviously have seen or will see that bit of B-roll as well. Hopefully the camera on that isn't damaged, so hey ho, just one of those things unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully working out quite well, and looking forward to sort of getting more used to it and more using it as well as I progress with my photography using it at the same time. So yeah, working out quite well so far. So a couple of other things that I didn't really cover while I was out there on the shoot, about the reasons why I actually wanted to purchase the 77D. Again, obviously added on from what I mentioned already, one of the other things as well is the top display, LCD display as well. Again, obviously I just felt that it was giving that little bit more information. I didn't always have to rely on the screen for that information of the shutter speed, ISO, etc. And aperture, just so when obviously you're out and about, you can actually then not use the display, save the battery life, and obviously then continue and shoot. Again, what obviously added on is the place which I purchased it from as well, which I bought a couple of cameras from already, which is SLR Hut. So if you just Google SLR Hut or use other search engines are available, and I went onto their website and obviously found a really good deal for this setup. And that's again obviously a reason why I actually purchased this camera, is that I knew that that company was a credible company, because unfortunately I have been scammed in the past for a deal is too good to be true, and unfortunately it was not true at all. So yeah, fortunately got my fingers burnt about that a few years back, but using SLR Huts was a really good choice that I made, and purchasing this camera through them is again was obviously a really good plus as well. As I mentioned earlier in the field as well, about the lens 18 to 135, again I felt that sort of zoom would obviously reach of the lens would give me a lot of flexibility, particularly if I am traveling as well. It just gives that obviously a high degree of flexibility. And the video settings as well for the camera, because I compared the 77D with the 80D as well as the 800D, and pretty much I was finding that all of those three cameras were very, very similar. Possibly the 80D is a little bit better, but I was struggling to find what was actually that much better about it that justified spending another couple of £100 on it. And for me personally, budget is the real sort of top thing, as I mentioned. That's really sort of what I was able to finally make my decision about, and the reasons why I wanted to obviously purchase this camera. Also, I wanted to apologise about the audio. I'm finding it a bit of a struggle using the 600D, sorry, for the vlogging, but hopefully I've established the audio a bit better for this piece of camera. But bear with me for the remainder of the vlog. But back out into the field we go. So just sort of making my way back to the car now, because the conditions are sort of deteriorating as well. But got this path, so I've got the camera set up quite low there, as you can just see, and got the wide angle lens on 10 to 18mm, and obviously shooting up down there. Composition wise, probably not going to be my strongest compositions that I've got for the 3 images that I've been able to capture today. However, that's not the important thing about today's vlog. It's about getting out with a camera, which is the first thing, and then the second thing is actually sort of being able to get used to and hands-on with a camera in the real world as well. I've taken several images back at home, but you can't really obviously get out there and really get that sort of feeling of how you sort of feel for the camera, know where all the buttons are, etc. So it's going to take a bit of a learning process, however, working out quite well so far. So for this image here, I've got the camera on f11, ISO 100, shooting in manual, which is about sort of as I can't remember, I'll post up the details as well for that one, because that's obviously another thing. I'll try and remember all the details at the same time, and also getting used to using the vlogging camera as well, so the 600D, because I'm not really used to having the screen onto the side, so I keep on sort of feeling I'm looking off to one side and then looking back at the lens. So I know that a couple of other YouTubers that I watch as well, when they first started obviously having that sort of front facing camera screen, it's quite tempting to sort of look off at that and be distracted. So I'll work out and see. It might be too distracting and I'll actually go back to using the Samsung, but wait and see how I get on with that one. But yeah, as sort of a trial first out with the camera, working out really quite well. So I'll probably end it there as well, as I'm rambling on a bit at the same time. So thanks a lot for everyone that's subscribed recently as well. That's a real sort of positive, so thanks a lot for that. If you've enjoyed today's vlog, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please also comment as well, as I do enjoy that sort of interaction with the comments. But thanks a lot for watching, and take care.